I was seeing online this week, they were talking about your original email addresses and how it says something about you.
I saw that too. I was so mad because it was right.
Yeah. What was your first email address?
Oh my God.
I remember mine. Do you remember yours, Bird?
I still have it. I still use it.
The original.
King Pertus 17 at Yahoo.
Do you really? Wow.
I have two.
Okay.
I'm on Gmail, but I still have my. It was the very first one I ever did. I made it, I believe, in high school.
It's kind of fascinating because there is something to it. You can tell at least somebody's age by their original email because mine is duckfeeder at AOL.com. It was AOL that I was on, and that was back when I was in college.
Why did you do it? Duck feeder?
Duck feeder. It was something that we all had. It was a little code for feeding the ducks. If you've ever spreaded seed for a duck, it kind of looks like as a guy you're doing something else.
Oh.
So it was kind of our joke. Being, you in there feeding the ducks? And he'd be like, no, I swear I'm not. And so
feeding the duck.
Yeah.
I have never heard that.
So we started calling each other, what's up, duck feeder? And so
You're right. It does. It kind of looks
well,
like.
because a lot of times we had to share a bathroom. So you're like, well, come on, man. You in there feeding the ducks. I got to go. This is legit. So, yeah, so that was my original. So you can tell that's a dumb college student's kind of email address. And it's AOL.
Have you ever heard that term before?
Never, but I love it, and I'm
yeah.
gonna use it.
Me too.
Yeah, it was a weird thing that we had. So you don't even know. Do you know what platform your original email address is on, Virginia?
I think it was AOL. I can
Okay.
remember it was dial-up AOL
Right.
at my first radio station morning show that I worked on in Mississippi.
Okay.
And I think it was like girl power something.
You were so into,
Yeah.
was the Powerpuff Girls?
I love the Powerpuff Girls and the Spice Girls. I still love them, but
Oh,
not
that's
as much.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I was obsessed with the
I
Powerpuff
remember
Girls
that.
and the Spice Girls. So yeah, it was like girl power something something at AOL.com.
I didn't know you were into that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you can't be surprised. She still has that same kind of energy.
I like the fact that you like because they have great toys. They have a great toy line.
Oh yeah, I was all about Bubbles. Bubbles is my favorite.
I did not know. I mean, I knew about girl power. I get that. There's always a bit of a gender war going on.
Dude, the Powerpuff, anybody know who that is anymore? Does that air anywhere?
Well, the thing about it was me and my two roommates. So I'm the brunette, Kimmy's the redhead, and Allison was the blonde. And we were the same colorings as the Powerpuff Girls. And so that was our Halloween costume one year. And then I just loved it so much, it stuck.
So you love them so much you could name 5 characters from that franchise?
There's only 3.
Of that entire franchise?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there's other players. You're right. There's I can't go deep with the other ones. It's been a minute. There was Bubbles, Buttercup, and Blossom.
Okay.
I loved them all.
Yeah, there are a lot of people saying they're still using the original AOL account. Somebody has Lil Dork Sarah. That was hers.
When you're a dork for life, Sarah.
Wow, tell me this isn't dated. Flying spaz at AOL.com.
I love people calling themselves dork and spaz.
Yeah, that's a word they've tried to cancel in time, too.
Oh,
It's
that's
funny.
right.
Right, you remember that?
Now it's got a bad connotation.
Yeah, I mean, that says all that's screaming 90s.
It totally is.
Yeah, they had a list today, one of those things online about, just how people in Gen X were just a little bit different. And, the sensibilities that we have now with society, it was kind of calling us out for all the insensitive things that we used to do back in the 90s.
Well, you can
like
tell.
that.
You can tell when you watch movies from the 80s and 90s. I'll have to pause and Google. Go, is this a thing now where people are online calling this out?
Am I going to get canceled if I say XYZ?
Well, you can just tell it kind of stands out to you now because it's not in movies anymore.
Yeah, it does. And, honestly, weirdly enough, the thing that I like, because I remember in my generation, I was watching cartoons that were much older than my era. And I remember thinking to myself, even as a kid, I'm like, wow, that's kind of inappropriate now.
Yeah, you're like, Bluto really should not be beating up olive oil. This kind of made me feel weird.
Well, Tom and Jerry had a lot of racially charged
a
stuff.
lot. It makes you feel uncomfortable. They don't run those episodes anymore.
Yeah. But, in a sense, because I think a lot of people feel like we're just stuck in place and things haven't improved. in America. And to me, just look at old cartoons.
Yeah. Even Tom and Jerry that we watched in the 80s was racist.
Right.
Which was old in the 80s. I mean,
It
we were
was,
watching
yeah.
it as
I know,
kids, but
yeah.
that was so old back
But
then.
even then, though, I had that appreciation of saying, wow, okay, so that was kind of the attitude, and thank God we're not there anymore. So it is kind of eye-opening in that way.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.